like this part.
It began with the awesome task of making the call to notify the winners that, well, hey, they'd won.
Is Mike there by chance?
He is, but he's snow blowing right now.
I got a phone call while I'm shoveling out my driveway after we got 14 inches of snow, and my wife goes, "Babe's on the phone."
This is Babe Winkelman, Mike, and I was just telling your wife, you apparently entered our Chevy truck sweepstakes this year.
Oh, yes, I did. I was sitting there watching your show because I'm working nights, and I'm going, oh, I'm going to enter that. I love that.
Well, you're going to love it more, mister, because you're this year's winner.
All right, we won, dear. My God, dear. Oh, jeez. Never won anything like this before.
That's what's so much fun about the Chevy sweepstakes. Then he asked if it was okay to bring his son as his guest, and I said, absolutely, that's perfect. What he didn't know is it couldn't get any better than that. My hope always, when we'd run a sweepstakes, was that the winner would bring a father or a daughter or a son with them, or a good friend. I mean, it all worked, don't mistake. But I know from having done it in Rainy Lake with my own family on the houseboat, I mean, they still remember the trip, and they still remember going off the slides and into the lake, and they were young kids when we did it the first time. It's so unique, it stays with you so much longer than the typical trip. It's just a lot of fun.
Rainy Lake is located on the Minnesota-Ontario border, covering 227,604 acres with nearly 2,000 miles of shoreline and over 4,000 islands. About 75% of the lake lies in Ontario and about 30% in Minnesota. Now at International Falls, Minnesota is Rainy Lake Houseboats, close friends of mine who provide extremely unique houseboat adventures to anglers and sightseers wishing to explore the scenic beauty of Rainy Lake.
I'm very excited.
Having fished them dozens of times, when the subject of last year's sweepstakes came up, I thought, what could possibly be better?
Rainy is a unique body of water. It not only has the special walleyes, the blue or blue-gray or silver ones, whatever you want to call them. They're a different color phase of walleyes. They're not blue pike like they originally were in Erie. But it has both that and normal colored walleyes and lots of them, by the way. And some big walleyes too. I mean, you get the right time of the year, the right bite going and the right pattern, and you can catch a lot of 5 to 12 pound walleyes out here. There's also great muskie fishing. There's big pike, some to 25 pounds or better. Big muskies. Incredible smallmouth fishing, incredible crappie fishing. Crappie fishing is in different regions of the lake, but throughout the whole system, all of those species are there, and some largemouth even in some places. These guys are walleye guys, they're Minnesotans. Minnesota walleye are our fish, period. So I didn't have to tell them nothing about rigs or anything else they knew. You could just see the bond, the looks in their faces when they'd look at one another, and the kid's got a fish on, he looks over at his dad, and he's focused on what he's doing here, but his eyes are thanking Dad for bringing him. Or his father is looking over at his son and just so happy that he's here having this much fun and catching this many fish. When you see those looks on their faces, you know, inside of my heart, I feel, hey, we got the job done here. We give them that special memory that they'll go to their grave with and they won't forget it. And that is what I'm trying to accomplish by doing the sweepstakes in the first place.
This is the raw northern Minnesota-Ontario border wilderness area. Just maybe about that much short of what heaven might be like.
The patterns are, sunken islands, points, main lake reefs, that type of nature.
Oh, Babe's got a nice one.
This is better. Far the best bite I've had.
It's a great lake to come, if you've got your electronics in the boat and, your GPS, Rainy Lake is just a picnic.
Nice fish.
Yeah.
Nick, that's
look at
a
that
nice fish.
little toad.
Beautiful. Look how fat he is.
Oh, look at this. That's a walleye.
Is it really?
Sure. Look at the depth of the body.
Yes, it is.
Well, you little cannibal, you.
That was a nice fish.
That was a beaut.
Oh.
Fish?
That one, Nick? Oh, yes.
Good one?
Got some pull to it.
Hey.
Good and sweet. Nice
Oh.
one. That's a nice fish, Nick.
Oh, now that's what we're here for.
Nice fish,
There we
Nick.
go.
Nice
And there's
fish.
one of those steel blue
I know.
gray ones
That's
again.
what we were talking about yesterday.
Nice
Beautiful
fish.
fish. Beautiful.
Good job, Nick.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Nice fish.
Real nice fish. And he just jumped on it.
Nick is passionate about fishing like I am. We'll get up in the morning and we'll fish for 4 or 5 hours, come in, have breakfast, and then go back out there and fish again.
Oh, nice fish.
Nice fish.
And did you see how, I mean, just bam, he hits that thing.
Yes. I mean, he hit it hard. That's a nice fish.
Well, it's a gorgeous fish. It's above the slot. It's too big to keep. So you want to know, okay, if I'm going to release this fish, I want to make sure this fish is going to live. Because this one, that's got the ability to someday be a big fish. Boom, 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 boom. We were just harvesting them out of this school. And we got through to this side, and I was out the other side of them catching the last fish. And I said, guys, we're going to turn around and go back through there. Well, we turned around and went back through there, but when we did, we rebaited with a different kind of bait before we went back through there, and we got a bunch more fish out of it. The time to learn from fish is when they're really biting and going crazy. They'll teach you a lot about their mood that they're in. For example, if you're rig fishing like that and you got a leech or a minnow or whatever out, and it's just a little slight boop, which you gotta, I mean, that can be enough, because they can come up behind it and suck it in as they move forward so the line doesn't get tight. But if you're conscious of it, you can still feel that little tiny tap. But if they're that hesitant, they didn't really chomp the thing. You know what I'm saying? They got it probably in their mouth, but you want to give them a little time to close their mouth and to start moving off with their prey, and then set the hook, just a big sweeping motion. Now, if you put it down there and it goes boom when he hits it, set the hook. Just drop the rod tip, take the slack out, and set the hook right now. He's telling you about their mood. We're aggressive. You need to be aggressive. You need to be aggressive with the way you present it. You don't just drag it on the bottom, pop it out 3-4 feet off the bottom every once in a while, make your bait go up and flutter. Do other things. Give them a chance to tell you what they like best. Too many guys get something working and then they continue to do the same thing over and over and over, and they wear the fish out, when the fish could have maybe told them a whole bunch of other things. I don't know. I didn't find the school of the great big fish I was looking for. It's what gave me the idea, and I'm pretty sure it was correct, that they were on a night bite, the big hogs, because it was so close by spawning by a few weeks. But that's still enough to bring them up real shallow. And we didn't go up on top of a lot of the reefs there, because casting jigs up into those reefs, you got to be really good with the jig rod, or you're going to be snagged, because the Precambrian shield is granite. And that's just the way it is. But we had a blast, and remember that. The only time you can really learn from the fish is when you give them a chance to teach you. If they're on a specific bite, play with them, learn from them, and so forth. Try and learn how are they move. Are they stationary on structure, or are they moving? I find a school and all, even with today's, well, that's not true. I was going to say I still throw out a marker buoy, and I will once in a while. Today you can just do it right on your hummingbird. You just go click, and you got a waypoint for right there, so you can turn around and come back. You can even follow your line that you took. So it makes it much easier than it was. And I always think of all the hard times that I went through to learn what I've learned. And now it's a piece of cake for anybody. Get out there and just learn how to use the sonar that's available, and you will find fish. Now, if you know how to catch them or not, that's another thing.
We boated 73 walleyes. That's an impossible number to show in only a half-hour show, but it certainly did represent some pretty fast walleye action.
Get him,
friends.
Mike.
30 to 40 fish days are completely unheard of in most people's hometown waters, which is why Rainy Lake is such a treat. Unquestionably, it's one of the premier walleye hotspots in the Midwest, And I feel safe in saying Mike and Nick Steiner came away in total agreement with that.
Hey, thanks for watching the way we're doing things for YouTube, our YouTube channel now. Subscribe to it if you like it. And share what we're doing with other people if you like the style that we've got here on YouTube, and let them in on it too. The more of us that work together, the more we can all learn.